Hey, you caught me reading again. What? Hi, everybody. Welcome to Storytime with Miss Adaria and our fabulous set down in the basement. Ooh, the production value is high, I'm telling you. We wanted to wish you all a happy 4th of July. We hope you had a wonderful and safe time. And the weather was lovely this weekend. And we hope you saw some really great fireworks and enjoyed yourself, maybe had a picnic with your family, a barbecue, all that good stuff. And so today we're going to, in honor of the 4th of July, we're going to read a couple of books about it and some history too. So the first book we're going to jump right into is Betsy Ross, written and illustrated by Alexandra Wallner. You see Betsy stitching her flag there with the kitties playing with the thread in her backyard in Philadelphia. That's right. Betsy Ross. Betsy Ross. Alexandra Wallner, not Betsy Ross, dedicates this book to John Dugdale, the spirit of my colonial soul, with love. Oh! That's really nice. And if you get a chance, you can go to the Betsy Ross House and Museum in Philadelphia with your family in Old City. And there's a lot of other things down there, like you can go where Benjamin Franklin was doing his thing, and Independence Hall, and you can see the Liberty Bell. There's a lot of good stuff about the history of our country right there in Philly. And I'm very proud to say that I was born in Philadelphia. Yay! So Elizabeth Griscom was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on January 1st, 1752. Elizabeth, called Betsy by her family, was the 8th child of 17. Wow! Imagine having 16 brothers and sisters born to Samuel and Rebecca. Her family were Quakers, a religious group that believed in living in a simple, peaceful way. The family was so large that the children had to help with chores. Betsy helped by sewing the white caps that Quaker girls wore every day. And there she is, little Betsy, sitting in her chair, sewing the white caps. And this is her family. Look at all those people. My goodness, there's ducks and chickens and babies and people making food, and mom and dad and brothers and sisters. Boy, everybody has a job. And there's all this wonderful herbs and other flowers drying on the rafters. And there's Betsy sitting by the fireplace sewing. Betsy attended the Friends School with other Quakers and children from wealthy families. Besides learning reading, writing, arithmetic, geography, and history, students performed a 4-hour task each day. Betsy used this time to sew. She enjoyed creating quilts and samplers with complicated designs. Betsy's needlework was the most beautiful in Philadelphia, and she won many prizes. So, you know what a sampler is? Have you ever seen needlework where you could have like the letters of the alphabet around the middle and maybe the numbers, or anything really, any kind of design or pattern? That's called a sampler. And here she is proudly in front of her display. Oh, actually, maybe that's her right there, because this lady looks like she's about to award a first place ribbon to this younger girl. So yeah, that's probably Betsy right there. And maybe some of her 17, 18, 19 family members looking on with pride. When Betsy was a teenager, she begged her parents to let her work outside the home. Her parents agreed to let her work for an upholsterer, sewing the covers for sofas, chairs, and other furniture. In the shop, she met a worker named John Ross, and they fell in love. Betsy married him in 1773, even though he wasn't a Quaker. The Quakers and her parents disapproved of her marrying someone outside of her Quaker faith. And there she is being courted by John, who's giving her a beautiful flower. And there's lots of kitty cats in this story. And here's one chasing a mouse, and there's another one relaxing on a chair. So we know what an upholsterer is, right? It's somebody who covers furniture with cloth or fabric or leather. At this time, America was made up of only 13 colonies on the East Coast, ruled by King George III of England. The colonials did not like being under the English rule, so in 1775, their newly formed government, the Continental Congress, established an American army to fight the British. The first battles were fought in Lexington and Concord in Massachusetts on April 19, 1775, and marked the beginning of the Revolutionary War. Although Philadelphians knew all about fighting, the business went on as usual. Betsy and John set up a small shop in 1775. They worked long hours to make their business succeed. It was called Ross Upholsterers. See how the streets are cobblestone? There's a guy on a horse with a doggie, and the moon is out. Philadelphia must have looked beautiful back in the day. Oh no, look at this. John joined the army. One night in 1776, he was guarding a storehouse full of ammunition that exploded. For months, Betsy nursed him with herbs and home remedies, but despite her care, John died. That's so sad. They were only married for 3 years. Betsy was now a widow who ran her business alone in a shop on Arch Street. After work, she made musket balls to help the American cause, going against the Quakers' peaceful ways. It's very sad. General George Washington, the commander-in-chief of the army, wanted the colonials to have a flag. Not only would it be a symbol of the colonials' independence from England, it would also stand for the colonies fighting together. He sketched a design for a flag and showed it to his close friend, Robert Morris, and another friend, Colonel George Ross. Colonel Ross, who was John's uncle, suggested that Betsy sew the flag. The 3 men called on Betsy in her small shop. Imagine being Betsy and have those 3 people come, including George Washington, come and ask you if you would do something. When General Washington showed her his sketch, Betsy looked at it and frowned. Why not have a 5-pointed star instead of a 6-pointed star? 5-pointed stars are easier to sew and they waste less cloth. The men looked doubtful, so she took a scrap of cloth, folded it, and with one snip of her scissors, cut a 5-pointed star. And I think the flag should be shaped like a rectangle. It would look better waving in the wind than a square flag drawn by General Washington. The men were impressed by Betsy's design and agreed that it was better. You look, his design is on the floor, like, nah, we have a better one. And there's so many cats. There's 4 cats hanging out. I think either the author or Betsy Ross loved cats. I'm not sure. It was probably the author. But I wish you would come into the library and get this book out. The detail in these drawings are really beautiful, and being this far away doesn't really do them justice. So the grain of the wood floor, everything, it's just really beautifully drawn. And getting to see everybody in their colonial clothing is really nice too. Betsy took great care in making the first American flag. She sewed 13 stars shaped in a circle on a blue field. She placed it against 13 red and white stripes. It's beginning to look familiar, isn't it? There's some people are actually watching her do that. And some beautiful flowering trees and bushes in her garden. On July 4th, 1776, the Declaration of Independence was signed. The 13 colonies became 13 United States of America. On June 14th, 1777, Betsy's flag was described at a meeting of the Congress, and a resolution was passed. The minutes of the meeting read, "Resolved that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes, alternate red and white, that the Union be 13 stars in a blue field, representing a new constellation." So that's the history of our flag. Isn't that cool? The birth of it, the genesis of it, how it came to be. During the war, Betsy became well known for her beautiful flags, but her reputation as an upholsterer grew as well. She got many important jobs. She worked for Benjamin Franklin, the Society of Free Quakers, and the State House of Pennsylvania. In 1777, Betsy married Joseph Ashburn, a sea captain. He was often away from home. During one of his voyages, the British soldiers occupied Philadelphia for a few months. Many citizens left the city, but Betsy stayed to run her business, even though she was alone. The soldiers camped in her house. She was polite to them, but she always let them know whose side she was on. The soldiers came to respect this lone, hard-working woman and called her the Little Rebel. The Little Rebel with 70 cats. During a sea battle with England, Joseph was taken prisoner. In 1782, when the war was over, Betsy learned from a friend named John Claypool that Joseph had died in an English prison. Oh no, twice a widow? That's terrible. Meanwhile, Betsy and Joseph's first child, named Zillah, had died, and their second child, Elizabeth, had been born. Now Betsy was a widow again. What a lot of sadness in her short life so far. John Claypool and Betsy's friendship grew. In 1783, John became Betsy's third husband. There's some happiness. They joined the Society of Free Quakers, which permitted marriage outside the faith. Betsy could worship in the church once again, which I'm sure was very important to her, being raised a Quaker, to be able to return to your religion. Together, Betsy and John had 5 children: Clarissa, Susanna, Rachel, Jane, and Harriet unfortunately died as a baby. Remember, she also had Elizabeth from her previous marriage. Although John was a sea voyager, Betsy asked him to come and work in her flourishing upholstery shop. She needed his help, but John grew bored with upholstery business and went to work for the U.S. Customs House. He became ill in the last few years of his life and died in 1817. Betsy taught sewing to her daughters, her granddaughters, and her nieces. When they grew up, they helped her run her business with a whole new batch of cats. Look at them all in the beautiful backyard in Philadelphia. At age 75, Betsy finally retired. Her eyesight was failing, and one of her children read the Bible to her as she sat by the fire. Betsy liked to tell stories about her life. Her favorite story was the one about making the first American flag. Betsy died in 1836. The people who knew her told her story about the flag. Finally, in 1870, her grandson, William J. Canby, made Betsy's story public in his address to the Historical Society of Pennsylvania. Betsy was buried on Arch Street in the garden of her house that she once ran as an upholstery shop. The flag of the United States flies 24 hours a day over her grave. Wow, what a great story. What a wonderful lady. Now, as a kid being raised in Philly, we went and visited her house fairly often. So I'm really happy that I got a chance to learn about her when I was a young girl. So now you know about something about her life too. I'm sure there's more. So please go out and do some research on Betsy Ross for yourself. Maybe you can learn something new. So we're going to go with another book here. It's called Apple Pie, 4th of July. And this book was written by Janet Wong, and pictures were made by Margaret Chodos Irvine, who is a Caldecott Honor winner. Ooh, Caldecott is a Young People's Book Award. Apple Pie, 4th of July. We're going to jump right in. Happy 4th of July. 7 days a week, 52 weeks, 364 days a year, and 365 in a leap year. The store is open. Christmas Day is the only day we close. Even on Thanksgiving, we open the store. Even on New Year's Day, even today, the 4th of July. She doesn't look too happy about that. I hear the parade coming this way. Boom, boom, boom! I smell apple pie. in Laura's oven upstairs. And chow mein in our kitchen. Chow mein? Chinese food on the 4th of July? No one wants Chinese food on the 4th of July, I say. Fireworks are Chinese, Father says, and hands me a pan full of sweet and sour pork. I wouldn't mind Chinese food on the 4th of July. I hear the parade. Boom, boom, boom. I hear the parade passing by. See those people. I wonder what town they're in. It's noon, and customers come for soda and potato chips. I like the drawings. Really pretty. Lots of nice bright colors. 1 o'clock, they buy ice cream. 2 o'clock, the egg rolls are getting hard. 3 o'clock, they come in for ice and matches. And 4 o'clock, the noodles feel like shoelaces. Look at her. She looks so bored. She's like playing with her sunglasses on her foot, playing with her cat. No one wants Chinese food on the 4th of July, I say. Mother piles noodles on my plate. My parents do not understand all American things. They were not born here. Even though my father has lived here since he was 12, and even though my mother loves apple pie, I cannot expect them to know Americans do not eat Chinese food on the 4th of July. She feels very strongly about this. So I straighten the milk and the videos and sample a few new candy bars until 5 o'clock, when 2 hungry customers walk inside for some Chinese food to go. Well, maybe people do eat Chinese food. I tell them, no one came, so we ate it up all up ourselves. But they smell food in the kitchen now. It's making me hungry. And Mother walks through the swinging door holding a tray of chicken chow mein, and Father follows her step for step with a brand new pan of sweet and sour pork. Look at Mother and Father, they look so happy. And 3 more people get in line, 11 more at 6 o'clock, 9 at 7, 12 by 8. That's a lot of people that want Chinese food on the 4th of July. More and more and more and more. And look, somebody brought them an apple pie. And you can see the aroma coming out of the store. People are just lured in by the smell. Until it's time to close the store. Time to climb up to our rooftop chairs, way up high, beyond the crowd. What do you think they're doing up on the roof on the 4th of July? Where we sit and watch the fireworks show. Do you see all the other people on their roofs? I am telling you, I have never seen a better fireworks show than in New York City from somebody's rooftop. It was magnificent. And eat our apple pie. There she is. Look, if you can see in her eyes, they're reflected the different colors of the fireworks. So cool. What a cool drawing. So you're going to just have to come in here and get this book, I tell you. And that was it. So Janet Wong dedicates this book to Jeanette Larson, whose warmth and humor made the story come alive. And the illustrator Margaret Chodos Irvine dedicates this book to Marty and Rosalind Chodos for nurturing my creative inclinations. Maybe that's her parents. All right, we're going to read one more 4th of July story. And this one is called Red, White, and Boom! By Lee Wardlaw, illustrated by Hugh Von Lee. Look at all those happy people. And 2 puppies with their tongues out. It's not 4th of July unless you have 2 puppies with their tongues out. Hopefully not being too scared by the fireworks. You know how dogs and fireworks are. They think it's thunder, so they're like, ah! I've never not seen a dog like run under a bed when there was fireworks going on. Red, white, and boom! Red, white, and blue, curbside view. What can you see in this picture? They're on the corner of Holt Street and Lee Avenue, which is funny because that's the first name and the last name of the illustrator and the writer. You think they did that on purpose? I don't know. What are those folks holding, that float? It's a giant eagle with some red, white, and blue action on it. And there's some ice cream and everybody and people, and everybody's looking happy. All the people holding the float are wearing red, white, and blue. Flags unfurl and batons twirl. Look at that very tall Uncle Sam. I think he's probably walking on stilts. What do you think? And all the baton twirlers. And man, that flag he's carrying is humongous. Bugles call, marchers tall, glossy boots, gloved salutes. Hello! Those are cool outfits. Whistle, drill, fifers trill. You know what a fife is? It's like a little flute. Look at their outfits. Wow, that's pretty snazzy. Their hats and everything. What a great parade. Where's this parade? I want to go see it. Shoulder seat, thumping beat, July 4th drums down the street. Oh, I'm so excited by the pictures I can't read. Look at those beautiful colors. They look like African colors, don't they? Oh, there's so much going on. Love this book. Beautiful drawings. Lots of color. Guess where we're going? We're going to the beach. Frisbee zips, doggy flips, spike the ball, picnic sprawl. Look at that. Look at their bathing suits. Beautiful bathing suits. It's not just plain colors, it's like design. Everybody's got a little design going on there. Oh, it makes me just want to run over to the beach and jump in the water and chill out. Wow, that's a great picture. Oh good, we're staying at the beach. Hot foot dash, splutter splash, castle moats, and seaweed boats. Boats made out of seaweed? Wow, that's a great idea. I never thought about that. But did you ever step on the sand and it was so hot you had to run? You're like, why didn't I keep my flip-flops on? Shoulder seat, seagull fleet, July 4th with sandy feet. Wow, what a pretty picture. It almost looks like they cut out different strips of paper to make the illustrations. For that picture anyway. Fireflies flit, sparklers spit, pinwheels spin, and goosebump skin. Just remember that word, pinwheels. That's an important word for today. Pinwheels. You got some pinwheels right down here. Look at all this action in the park. We're having some fun. Sparklers catching fireflies. People just having a wonderful time being together. Yeah. In the beautiful park. Have you seen any fireflies? They are out of control. I went outside on my deck last night and they were just sparkling. It was like Christmas twinkle lights up in the trees. There were so many of them. It's such a nice thing to be able to step out and look in the dark and see all those beautiful fireflies. Peacock plume, sunburst bloom, star flake spill, heart thump thrill. Fireworks, 9 p.m. See all the folks gathering to watch the fireworks? I almost said the fireflies. Well, that's a show too. Again, the design in the people's clothing, the drawings, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Really pretty book. I'm glad I chose this one to read. Okay, what do you do when you see fireworks? Oohs and ahs, cheers, applause, shoulder sighs, drowsy eyes. The kids are getting a little sleepy. It's been a long day, right? This little kid sleeping on top of his daddy's shoulder, hanging on to his head. And this little girl has a pig. Everybody looks so happy. White, blue, red, sleepyhead. July 4th parades, home to bed. Look at that, so nice. Look at all these beautiful clothing people are wearing, nice designs. I just can't get over it. And that's it. Yay! So, Lee Wardlaw dedicates this book to the staff at the Santa Barbara Montessori School with love and gratitude for all you do to celebrate the child. And Hoy Von Lee dedicates this book for all Americans who make America beautiful and unique. Yay! So that's going out to all of you. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Celebrate it. Hold it in your heart. Have a great time. Have a safe time. We hope you did. And stay tuned for a really fun craft. Woo! Happy reading. Hello, everybody. Happy 4th of July. Woohoo! Yeah. All right. There we go. It's so exciting. What are we making today? Well, we're making a pinwheel. Whee! Look at that. Look at that. It's pinwheeling. How did we do that? Well, I had to let this lovely pinwheel dry for an hour. So we're going to put that aside for a moment, and I'm going to show you how to make it up to the point where you have to dry it. And then we'll come back in with our pre-made pinwheel, and I'll show you how to assemble it from there, which is very simple. All you need is a piece of paper cut into an 8.5 inch square. 8.5, 8.5, 8.5. Now, since paper is 8.5 wide, all you have to do is cut off the long part to make the other angle or corner 8.5. Simple, simple. Now I picked this really pretty piece of two-tone paper. You might not have this at home, but what you can do is if you just have a piece of white paper at home, you can color it. Any color you want. You can put designs on it, you can put flowers, anything you want. It's up to you and your imagination and your artistic inclinations. And today we have with us our two leopard friends from the Cohansik Zoo as stuffed animals. We have Nakia and her shy sister Shri. And Nakia, of course, is on her belly. Hey, everybody. How much did we love that Zooberry? Yay! Thank you, Allison, for getting us up close and personal with those gorgeous critters. And we have some tie-dye that I did a while ago because it's pretty. So let us begin. The first thing that you want to do is take your paper and put it in a diamond shape right in front of you. Please put this push pin aside so you don't hurt yourself. And you're going to fold it right in half. Make sure you get those lines to be nice and even because you want your pinwheel to do your thing. See what I did? I came down and then I'm using my fingernails, or if you don't have fingernails, you could use your thumb. Now you unfold it, turn it again like that, and you fold it up again. So it's kind of like a little bit origami, but that's as far as it goes in terms of folding paper. So we all got that, right? Hit it once, fold it up, open it, turn it again, fold it up, and open it. And so now you have your guidelines. You have 4 guidelines. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut up on those guidelines and you're going to stop at about a ½ inch away from the intersection of those lines. So you're going to stop right about here. You're going to do that with all 4 lines. Just be careful because once you start cutting, the paper gets a little flimsy. See, it's starting to go. So we'll use the trusty heads of these cute little leopards to hold the paper up. It's about a ½ inch. cut, 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 right on the line, 1/2 inch. And the last one, straight down the line. Try not to cut the little leopards underneath. We did it! Ooh, so it should look like that. What's going on? Now what you want to do is you want to take the left hand, not the right hand, but the left hand side of each and put it like that. So you start with your glue stick right in the middle. Put as much glue stick on as you can get on there. You can also use glue, but you're going to have to hold that for a long time if it's glue. So a lot of glue stick. And with each, and don't fold it here, leave it curved like that. Only hold it. And you want to put it, see how there that middle is, that cross in the middle? You want to go over that cross a little bit. Hold it with your finger, then carefully turn it around. Put more glue stick on it. Excuse me, Nakia, you're so cute. Put more glue stick right on top of what you put down already and hold it. And then fold the next one and hold it. More glue stick. Spin it around. Fold it over. Hold it. Spin it around. More glue stick. Oh yeah, get it on there. Get that last corner. Whoops. My glue stick got so excited it fell over. And you want to hold this for 30 seconds. So what kind of song can we sing for 30 seconds? Happy 4th of July. We hope you had a good time at your barbecue. What did you have at your barbecue? Some hot dogs and hamburgers. Maybe some ribs and chicken. But definitely hot dogs and hamburgers. Because where would you be on a 4th of July barbecue without hot dogs and hamburgers? Ooh. I don't know if that's 30 seconds yet. How annoying can this song get? Oh, it can get much more annoying, I tell you. Macaroni salad and potato chips. We got vegetables in some funky dips. That's right. Weird Al has nothing on me, kids, I tell you. All right, that's about 30 seconds. So let me see if Miss Adaria can remove her finger. Then you take your pin and you put it right in the middle. And be careful, be careful. Be careful you don't stick yourself. Put it right in the middle. Carefully, maybe you can have your parents or your caregivers help you out with this part. Get that right in the middle. And you want to go through to the other side. Careful, careful. And what you're going to do is you're going to stick this. Oh, we lost one of our corners. Mayday, mayday. Let's get that corner back in there. It didn't go all the way through the paper. So we're going to get that in there. All right, we got it. Go through to the other side. And you're going to stick this up on a cork board if you have it. Or something. Anything that you could stick this into. And you're going to let this dry for an hour. So I'm going to go stick this in the cork board. Just give me 1 second. Okay. And through the magic of television, we already did one. It's like those cooking shows when they bring in the dish that's already made. Hey, we already did one, and I let it dry for an hour. And it looks like that. And isn't that pretty? Look how pretty that is. Both sides. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a chopstick. Now you can go to the Chinese food place and get a pair of chopsticks. And you could use those. But I happen to have a fairly nice chopstick that I have just lying around because, you know, that's how Miss Adaria rolls. And you're going to take your pin and you're going to put it in there and twist it. Twisting it helps the pin go in. Twist it, twist from both sides. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. You might need help from your grown-up to do that part too. Get that pin in there. Get that pin in there. Okay, you know what's happening with this pin? This pin has a hooked end and it's not going in very well. So just a minute, everyone. Just hold a minute. Nakia, Cherie, entertain them. We're going to go back to our other pinwheel that has the better pin, the straighter pin, the happier pin. And we're going to use that. And we're going to put that aside for now. Hey! So here we go in with our pin that does not have a hook at the end. And we're going to go into the chopstick. Or a stick, any stick that you might have will work. You can even find a stick on the ground if it's straight enough. And do this kind of stuff with it. And here, we're going to just use the table. Get that in there. Oh, hey, what's going on? See, I'm having a little bit of difficulty because it's a round chopstick up at the top. So some of those to-go chopsticks you can get at the Chinese food place are flat at the top when you separate them. But, ooh, look at that action. So you can put this out on your yard and you could let the wind blow, and the wind will blow the pinwheel around and around, just like, a windmill. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Just make sure you get your pin in there. And this could be like a nice thing that you could do after the 4th of July for your next barbecue to impress your friends and family. Yay, pinwheels, woohoo! What do you think, guys? Girls? Oh, they're incredible, it's amazing. Oh, I'm Cherie, woo! Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm gonna roll on my belly because I love it so much. Oh, pinwheel. So happy 4th of July. Hope you had a nice, safe one, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to Miss Adaria's Storytime and Craft. Woo, 4th of July edition. Don't forget, our summer reading program is in full effect, and Beanstack should be up and running for you. So you have to go to bridgetonfpl.beanstack.com, or it might be .org. We'll put it up on the screen for you, and you can register for summer reading, and also you can register on your mobile phone too. So how exciting is that? Happy summer reading. Thanks for tuning in, and you guys have a wonderful day. Woo!